So here with David, and David lives up in Evergreen, a ways away with no service.
Cell phones do not ring up here.
That's fantastic. And this project tucked back here, it can be tough getting contractors up here.
Oh,
right?
It's extremely tough.
So why is that?
The houses are kind of spread out, and so they don't like to come up here just for a single house or a single job.
Have you noticed that when people come up the hill, they up the price quite a bit?
Oh, definitely. Believe it or not, right before we got in touch with your organization, another guy came up and gave all three of us the same, type of bid to do the same amount of work, and it was extremely outrageous.
Yeah,
and it was just kind of really funny, because then, when you gave me the bid, I was like, whoa, was that everything?
Right. Well, so your project got interesting, and I think, we're at what, 7,500 feet up here?
We're actually close to 9,700.
9,700 feet up here.
9,750.
High mountain cabin staying, it's different than we're staying in a house today, actually, down the hill, down in Denver at, 5,300 feet.
Right.
Really not too concerned about it. Up here at 9,700 feet, it's a totally different story. So one of the things that we chose to do for your project was switch over from water to oil. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that was really the turning point. That was the thing that made it look better and stand out and pop. With the oil base, it's able to get into the crevices of the wood, and I feel that that's going to be a much more, and as you told me too, it's going to be a house last a lot longer. The coloring lasts a lot longer because we get some intense sun up here, mm-hmm. and it kind of has a tendency to turn the wood brown if it's not protected properly.
Right, and we chose to roll versus spray.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
What do you think the difference was there?
I think the difference between rolling and spraying was tremendous.
What you want to see is water kind of repelling away from that, so mm-hmm. it doesn't sink into the wood, and that's exactly what we found.
Exactly what we saw this morning.
So, wow. So, weather conditions can play a role up here. What's some of the things, just tell me a little bit about the weather and the elements contractors got to work with up here, and how you saw us kind of, because we had some interesting days up here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to work.
Exactly. What happens is up here, the weather changes all the time. It could be beautiful and sunny, and then the clouds, you can see the clouds moving over. They come in, they dump all kinds of rain on you. We've had rain, we've had snow, we've had, snow in June, snow in July. Uh-huh. And so, you never know what the weather's going to be like up here.
Right.
When the guys were painting our house, it was extremely hot, and it made some of the paint bubbled a little bit because of that. But you know what? You guys came back and you took care of it right away, right. And no issues there whatsoever.
Well, and I think that was one of the things is when we got into your project, we knew that there was going to be some things that we bumped up against. One of those being that our guys actually missed a section of your railing. I think one of the important things of a company is, the follow-up, mm-hmm. making sure that, once the project's done, that it's just like, hey, you don't ever hear from us again, right?
Exactly.
I wanted to make sure that you didn't feel that way. And then coming back to do things, right? Sometimes you get finished some things. It's okay if you miss some things, but if you have a company that you're reaching out to and they don't come back in a time. So what was kind of your experience with us just working with that?
Oh, and the fact that, I think it was either the day after they finished up, someone from the office called, and we were chatting, and I said, oh, you know what, I kind of noticed something missing here, and some spots missed here and there, and she said, well, take some pictures and everything else like that. But I was going to do that, but you happened to give me a call that evening to see how everything was, and I mentioned it to you. You immediately stopped by the next day and had the crew up here the following day to touch up just a little bit of the railing. That's all it was.
Right.
And so you sent your guys out of their way over here to take care of that little part of the railing.
Yeah. Overall experience with Peak Pro.
I would highly recommend them to anybody and everybody.